sort of transmission.
Routed through the main system.
Routing.
Looking to take a Disney vacation or cruise? Contact Kristen of MagicalJourneysVacations.com. Magical Journeys is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Kristen will get you the best price available and continue to search for deals until the day you travel, taking the worry out of planning your fantastic vacation. Kristen can help plan your dining reservations and answer any questions you may have. She'll even send you maps from the parks. So contact Kristen of Magical Journeys for your next cruise or Disney vacation. Contact Kristen of Magical Journeys at MagicalJourneysVacations.com. So what are you waiting for? Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Wow, that sounds great. I want to go. Well, you can't. Why not? Because we have to stay at our posts and keep rebel scum like him out.
Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
WDW After Dark. Now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Al John Go, Kristen Hetzel, and Eric Allen. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news, Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark.
WDW After Dark, your live webcast for adult Disney fans. Each and every single week we explore the world of Disney and beyond. This is a show for true Disney fans, run by fans. And joining me tonight, as always, my name is Al John Go. Before I jump ahead of myself, let me welcome you to the show. Also joining us on the panel tonight, Mr. Jeff Disney Davis. What's going on?
Good evening, sir. Love is in the air, is it not?
It is, isn't it? Oh, look.
It is.
I've got hearts. Oh, look at the
Oh,
hearts.
look at the
around me.
hearts. Oh, isn't that sweet? Oh.
I know, right?
For those who
Yeah,
couldn't
Valentine's-
see, he had hearts above his head, you know. So
For the visually impaired. If
yeah,
you're listening to this on the podcast, congratulations to yourself. No,
you found this. Wow.
Congrats. How are you? So thank you so much for tuning into the show. We are, of course, live in Google Hangouts. We will be posting this show on YouTube as well as iTunes. And this is Friday the 13th. I'm dressed up as kind of an evil villain of sorts. I'm wearing the Boba Fett t-shirt. I couldn't fit the Boba Fett armor into the suitcase because I'm calling from a remote location
Right.
this weekend. But at any rate, Jeff, today is Friday the 13th. I mean, do you have in particular an evil villain that you like in particular?
It doesn't have to be a
Disney
Marvel
universe.
villain, right?
Well, no, it could be anybody from the Disney universe.
I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of partial to Loki myself. I mean,
Okay. Mischief.
yeah, he's a really bad guy, but he's a really bad guy that you like a lot.
Yeah.
It's just one of
He's
those
likable.
reasons, you know. Yeah, he's
Plus
likable.
Plus, he's styling. He's totally styling.
He is always styling and profiling. There's no doubt about that.
Styling and profiling like Ric Flair, the ultimate bad guy.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Four
right.
Horsemen. Woohoo!
That's right.
So we're going to be talking a lot of Disney today. We've got so many great Disney headlines. But before we launch into all that, and hopefully in just a little bit we'll hear from Eric Allen and Kristen Hetzel, who will be joining us on the show as well, all great Disney fans. We'd like to thank you for tuning into the show, checking us out at WDWAfterDark.com, and supporting our great sponsors. Here is some great news for you. Not only is our show just taking off on the Weeby Geeks network of podcasts, all of us are DJs, volunteer DJs at Sorcerer Radio. We're celebrating our Sorcerer Radio will be celebrating their 14th year in activity and being number one, so we do appreciate that. But in terms of WDW After Dark, which is a whole separate thing, this is kind of like the alter egos, the Run Wild from the Sorcerer Radio DJs, where we can be a little bit more edgy, have some fun, without having to stay necessarily PG for the friendly show. We, of course, have been hosted graciously by the Weeby Geeks Podcast Network. So you can check out weebygeeks.pc or weebygeeks.net, rather, and you can check out all the shows there. Also, not only is WDW After Dark there, WDW Tiki Room is there, the PG show, the highlight show from Sorcerer Radio that Kristen and I host, but you can also hear the Weeby Geeks podcast, Mighty Marvel Geeks as well. And coming soon, I'm going to be hosting a pro wrestling cast. Have you heard about this, Jeff?
I saw that. I saw the page come up on Facebook, and I went, "Oh, jealousy, man."
Yeah. Now, that's cool, Jeff, because you will be able to join us. We're going to be. I wanted to let everyone know that the pro wrestling cast will be launching this weekend because we have WWE Fastlane that's happening, and we're going to be doing a little bit of a pre and post show. And just about doing that every single Sunday, talking about the week in wrestling and professional wrestling. But I'd like to say thank you for everyone that's supporting us, and of course the Weeby Geeks Podcast Network and our fans from Sorcerer Radio for supporting this adventure that we do, WDW After Dark. Another great news piece of business that we have to talk about is the fact that WDW After Dark has been picked up in syndication by Shot Glass Digital Group. So Shot Glass Digital, who's the host of so many great podcasts, including Rebel Force Radio and Fangirls Going Rogue and Geek Out Loud podcast, all those great podcasts, Techno Retro Dads, and so many great Star Wars podcasts. They are syndicating our show, making it available, and also promoting it on their list page of so many great shows. So if you're, once again, you're a big geek, you love comics, you'll want to check out the Weeby Geeks Podcast Network as well as Shot Glass Digital, and check out all their podcasts, in which we are a proud family, part of their family. So thank you to everyone over there, and big thanks to, once again, to Jimmy Mack and Shaz Bazaar over there at Shot Glass Digital, because they believe in our show, and we definitely want to make sure that everyone knows that we are a proud part of the fandom that is Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel worldwide, and we're proud to be a part of that, and thank you for coming along for the ride. So we do appreciate that. It's fun times, isn't it, Jeff?
It is definitely fun times.
We've been working at it for a while. Jeff was really one of the first DJs other than Sorcerer to come on board Sorcerer Radio, and for all these years of him, producing news shows like DW60, it's kind of fun now that you're putting some of that stuff on podcast form, especially with this show, and making it available so that people can actually listen to the show whenever they want, and not just disappear into the ether. Yeah,
that is true. It's been like that for so long, and it's a downfall in a way, because there's the whole issue with music and downloading and everything else. You have to be able to listen to that music the right way. But having the opportunity like this to still continue to talk about Disney and Marvel and Star Wars and everything else just fits in so well. And for everybody to be able to watch and listen anytime that they want to, it's a fantastic time to be able to talk about Disney. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So once again, we do encourage everyone, and we want you to tweet us. We want you to Facebook us. So please check us out on Twitter, WDW After Dark. Send us those emails, wdwafterdark@gmail.com. And follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast on Facebook. We want to make sure that we interact with you. And I know that people have been discussing breastfeeding in the parks and magic bands and all these other things. Most of the time we can get to your emails and your posts. And one of these days we're going to have just a total comment show, an email show, and phone-in show. And we would love for you to be part of that. So feel free, no matter what it is. If it's on your mind, if it's Disney, Marvel, Star Wars related, we will definitely love to talk to you about it. But having said that, Jeff Davis, your mainstay is news. Your specialty is news. So without any further ado, let me cue up the old music here.
Oh, wow.
It is Disney Headline News with Mr. Jeff Davis. Take it away, sir.
All right, well, the easiest thing in the world these days to do when you start your Disney vacation is literally checking in. It's not all that hard, but Disney has gone and made it even easier. Last week, Disney sent a memo to travel agents announcing a new resort policy that began back on February the 10th that allows qualified visitors to bypass the front desk check-in process completely. Don't even have to walk over there. I guess just pretty much walk straight to your room. But here's what you have to have in order to do this new policy. You have to have your magic bands mailed to your house, okay? You complete the full check-in process in advance, including paying in full for your reservation or setting up a credit card and a PIN as well. You provide a method of communication, an email address, a phone number where they can reach you via text or anything else. Those who do meet the requirements receive an email before their arrival with their room number and the ability to go directly to their room. How convenient is that? A hotel curbside cast member will meet the reservation party at the door and offer the option for a traditional check-in at the desk, or will show them the way to their room right then and there. The booking visitors will need to make sure they have a valid form of identification to show to the cast member as well. Now, the new check-in process is going to be rolling out like they do with all Disney resorts. It's not going to happen for everybody all at once. So, back on February the 10th, Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, Disney's Art of Animation, the Contemporary Resort, the Polynesian Village Resort, Pop Century Resort, and Disney's Port Orleans Resort took on this process. Then, on February 25th, you'll have the Boardwalk Inn, the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, Disney's Wilderness Lodge, the Yacht and Beach Club Resorts. So this will be happening. Then, skipping on to March the 10th, you'll have the All-Star Resort, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, the Coronado Springs Resort, Old Key West Resort, and Disney Saratoga Springs Resort and Spa. Now, no date has been announced for this new process at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. But still, how nice is it going to be to just simply either just get right off the plane, get on Magical Express, and go straight to your room? You don't have to worry about anything else, literally. Or, if you're like Al, John, and myself, sometimes we drive straight to your room, drop off those bags, and just go. There's no more, you don't have to wait in line for the online check-in or anything else. I mean, that makes it a lot easier. I think it's a fantastic idea that Disney is making things easier for your vacation, because that's what it is. It is a vacation, right, Aljon?
Oh, hell yeah. There's nothing, I can't wait to get there. And as soon as I even, start smelling for air, good, I can't wait to get on with it. Or, sometimes when we drive, we'll pull on there, and as soon as we pull into the resort, we'll check in, and then, if they have a room, if they don't, we'll just head to the park there.
Yeah, it's gonna. Who knows? The thing is, working the bugs out of the system, I think, is probably going to be their biggest problem, and I think a lot of people will take the time, in order to do that online check-in. It's probably going to be a little bit more lengthy of a process than what the old online check-in used to be before your vacation, I'm sure. A few extra forms, or pages, I should say, to fill out before you actually get to your vacation and get things started. So be looking for that to happen at your resort in the next couple of months. Disney's Animal Kingdom is going to be hosting a Spring Forward event on March the 5th. They have plans to celebrate the change of season and wildlife as it's big Spring Forward. Spring Forward, change the time, everything else. Anyone visiting Rafiki's Planet Watch on March the 5th can learn about various amphibians and participate in fun amphibian-related activities to learn about amphibian adaptation, such as trying to leap like a frog, that's interesting, listening to and identifying frog calls, and making toad homes for their backyards. This is really something here. So this event is included with the regular park admission, and no reservations are required. I'm interested to see if Eric would do well with the whole leapfrog thing, to
maybe
learn to leap like a frog. It's possible.
I'm interested in the toad home thing.
The toad, how do they make their homes? Yeah, that would be interesting.
I don't know. I mean, it's I think of a Smurf village when I think about Exactly.
Rabbit. So
exactly.
that's gonna be fun. Oh goodness.
Just automatically think of Budweiser. Yeah,
it does make you think of that. Yeah, I agree with you, no doubt about that. Now, this was interesting, Al, John, and I think a lot of us saw this coming after Bob Iger talked about wanting to step down and maybe retire or move on to something else. So we knew that some type of a change was on the way, but we know when he was going to be leaving the company. So, Chairman of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, Tom Staggs, has been named Chief Operating Officer of the Walt Disney Company. The announcement came a couple of days ago from Chairman and CEO Bob Iger. This pretty much puts Tom Staggs in that CEO position when Iger steps down in a few years. Now, Tom Staggs, he's a 25-year Disney veteran of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, overseeing the strategy, operations, and creative development of the company's iconic travel and leisure businesses. He will assume the role of Chief Operating Officer immediately, while continuing to lead Parks and Resorts until segment leaders will reportedly join Mr. Iger and Mr. Staggs, with the exception of the Chief Financial Officer, General Counsel, Chief Communications Officer, and Chief Human Resource Officer, who will continue to report directly to Mr. Iger. So no changes when it comes to that. Now, this is what Bob Iger specifically said about Tom Staggs. He said, Tom is an incredibly experienced, talented, and versatile executive who has led Parks and Resorts during a time of unprecedented growth and expansion, including the construction of Shanghai Disney Resort. His proven ability to lead a business, as well as his successful tenure as Disney's former CFO, make him an ideal Chief Operating Officer, expanding his portfolio into all the company's businesses. That just screams CEO right there. And then, this is what Tom Staggs had said, quote, "It's a privilege to step into this role, and I am humbled and honored by the opportunity. I look forward to working more closely with Bob and the talented senior management team across the company to continue to build Disney's future through unparalleled creativity, innovative technology, and global expansion." What do you think of Tom Staggs as Chief Operating Officer and possible, and what I'm guessing, a shoo-in right now from that to be CEO of the Disney company?
I think it's great that he's the heir apparent of the company. So, and he seems like a nice...
Time out. You're all staticky again and can't hear anything. Yeah.
Oh, now you can hear me. Okay. Well, regardless, hopefully, Jeff, you can hear me. But I think it's great that he's being prepped to take over the company. He seems like a guy that knows how to to deal with all this, and he seems that the fans seem to like him a lot as well from his reception at D23. So we'll just have to see how it works out.
We will. We've seen some fantastic decisions from Tom Staggs in the past, and I can only imagine that he will continue his trend of decent decisions when it comes to the head of the company, I guess, in a way.
Sure.
He's going to be watched very closely, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to, grade him on what he does over the next few years before Iger stands down. So we'll just have to wait and see. But that means who will take over for Tom Staggs, I wonder. They'll have to look through the old Rolodex of executives and find out who they want to throw in.
Are they thinking about putting George Kalogridis in that role?
I had heard a rumor about that, but I didn't receive any type of official notice. I mean, he's still keeping that role as of right now.
Okay.
He's going to continue to lead Parks and Resorts until a successor is named, but no successor has been named at this time. So this could happen for another 6 months. It could happen for another year. It may be another month. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, we all know that it was this year or the next year that Bob Iger was going to maybe step down and maybe pursue political interests, and it'll be interesting to see now that he's got all these things in motion. It looks like he's going to try to see some of those programs through till the very end. The end of Star Wars Land, maybe the end of Avatar Land, or whatever the case is, and make sure that the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Star Wars universe is launched properly, and so that's good. I mean, this is an unprecedented time of growth for the Disney company, and I think under Bob Iger, I think he's made more friends and made more fans in the Disney community at large than he's made any type of enemies by any means.
I agree with you 100% on that, definitely. Definitely 100%. So
yeah. Well,
just
cool.
have to wait and see. So hopefully we won't be too disappointed in what Mr. Staggs has in store for us.
Sure.
Here, 10 years down the line.
Yeah,
Hopefully
exactly.
he won't turn into another former CEO that we
It will
love
go
to hate
unnamed.
or hate to love. I don't know.
We'll go unnamed.
We'll go unnamed. We're not going to say his name here. No. So, all right. Switching gears here from Disney World to Disneyland. Disney is literally saying "see ya" to a fairly new attraction, Luigi's Flying Tires, the Cars Land attraction. Championed and put together by none other than John Lasseter himself.
Yeah.
You would have thought it would have been fairly safe from demolition, but unfortunately, last week Disney officially confirmed that Luigi's Flying Tires is closing permanently as of Monday. That is February the 16th. Disney Parks blog said the ride will be gutted and replaced with an as-of-yet unknown new ride system. New attraction is slated to open in early 2016, so not that much construction going to be going on if they're going to turn it around that quickly. But Luigi's Flying Tires has been a love-it-or-hate-it experience since it opened in 2012, and the difference seems to be in, well, how well individuals could control the ride vehicle. Sometimes it took some finesse to get the tire floating in the right direction, and those who did master the trick really did enjoy the ride and had a good time with it. Those who weren't very successful were very frustrated and reluctant to literally get on the attraction all over again. But in recent months, wait times for the ride would barely exceed 20 minutes, even during the peak season there at the attraction. Even on the weekend after Disney announced that the ride would close, nobody was still waiting in line to get on that thing. So,
Nope. Hey, it's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think on paper it looked like a really good attraction, and then when it came down to it, people were just like, meh, lackluster. I mean, there was a reason why that attraction at Disneyland didn't last anyway, over there in Tomorrowland. I mean, it's just a bear, and unfortunately, even with the advent of better technologies, the ride didn't improve one bit. So
no, it did not. No. Unfortunately.
Some things are better. Some things are better left in the closet. Mothballs.
Well, from what I hear, bumper boats were easier to control than these tires. And bumper boats have been around since what, the 60s, 70s?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have thought that it got it right eventually, but it just never happened.
Well, hey, bumper boats are great. That's what I did when I was in high school. I was a bumper boat maintenance operator guy at the arcade.
My gosh. Wow.
I did bumper boats. Hey, yeah, right? How about that?
That is something.
Throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
But yeah, bumper boats are great, but I tell you, the Luigi's tires were hard to control, and especially if you had, two big guys on it like me and Big Bubba B. I mean, we would basically be just stranded there in the middle, like a raft in the middle of watching people like Jaws come up on us. We'd be just sitting there like, okay, we're not moving anywhere. Two big guys in a little inner tube, So God bless them, But
yeah,
it was really hard. Even with me and Kristen, it was still difficult to kind of move around and maneuver.
Sure,
but,
yeah.
Not the best. But anyway, please continue.
All right, continuing on with Disneyland, they announced that there will be a raising in the price of admission for both tickets and annual passes starting on Sunday. That is going to be in just 2 days from right now. A trip to the happiest place on Earth is going to leave adult visitors with $92 less in their pockets. Of course, like any business, they evaluate and adjust on pricing on various factors, from what Disneyland says and blah, 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 blah. So a ticket to the theme parks represents a great value, they say, particularly when you look at the quality of attractions and entertainment we offer, the special moment guest experience with our cast, so they're trying to beef this up and make sense of why they're doing what they're doing. So a one-day single park pass to Disneyland or Disney California Adventure will cost $92 for adults, up from $87. That is almost a 6% increase, and it will be $86 for children under the age of 10. That is up from $81, about a $5 increase. The Disney Premier Passport that allows for unlimited admission not only in Anaheim but also in Florida now costs $979, up from $849. Other types of tickets and annual passes will increase in price from $5 to about $30, and parking fees will increase by $1. So, can we say Disney World will probably follow in suit here pretty soon, as they normally do as we get towards the spring break time of year when a lot of people decide to visit Walt Disney World. So I can only assume that that's going to be happening here pretty soon, and we'll be talking about it right here on WDW After Dark. So there's no point in getting mad about it. We deal with it every single year. Just suck it up and deal.
What bit of outrage are we dealing with tonight?
Oh, this would be Disneyland raising their ticket prices. Eric, welcome to the show, by the way.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, I finally got here. I am broadcasting live from the glorious, beautiful downtown Salt Lake City, home of Mormons, genealogy, and Olympics.
Oh,
nice. I was just there.
You had to throw the Mormons in there. That's very kind of you, Eric. I'm sure they appreciate that.
I'm sure they appreciate being thrown.
Yes.
It's not a throw. It's more of just a toss.
Oh, jeez. Unbelievable. So open up that pocketbook a little bit more when you want to visit Disneyland coming up on Monday. So let's go ahead and move on. All right, anybody who celebrates the Lunar New Year, you have the opportunity to do it at Disney California Adventure, and it is commemorating the Lunar New Year with a 3-day celebration next weekend, February 19th through the 22nd. Paradise Gardens is the headquarters for this traditional Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese New Year celebration, which is fantastic, which marks the year of the sheep. Whatever you want to do. The sheep.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Okay, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Oh, there we go. So, any opportunity, I take it. Several times a day, Mulan and Mushu will lead Mulan's Chinese New Year procession along the parade route in front of Paradise Gardens, accompanied by umbrella dancers. Mulan and Mushu will be on hand for a meet and greet after each procession. You can also meet Mickey and Minnie at the photo location inside of Paradise Gardens gazebo if you want to check out the Lunar New Year at Disney California Adventure. There is that. All right, no problem. Continuing on with Disneyland, while Sleeping Beauty Castle is currently under wraps in preparation for the big 60th anniversary, Disney has covered the scaffolding surrounding the structure with a scrim-printed with the Herb Ryman iconic concept art of the castle. Looks fantastic. One of the very first designs created for Disneyland. Of course, Ryman only sketched the front of the castle, so the back of Disneyland's castle is currently covered with a photo, not like a photo during the refurbishment, but it looks better than just a big wall or just a big, blank whatever. Like, Disney doesn't do that exactly. I mean, when they have the crane up, it's there. They can't cover it up, so it's going to be in your pictures. But at least this looks a little bit better. If you want to check out a photo of it, head over to the Disney Parks blog. They had a very nice photo of it, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Better than anything else. This is what they do.
This is what they do down at Disney World when they're refurbishing like storefronts facades.
Main Street USA specifically.
Yeah, Main Street.
Yeah. Looks fantastic. It looks really, really good. So your shots won't be ruined, so don't worry about it. They haven't said exactly when the renovation is going to be done as far as the scaffolding being surrounded, but it will be done in time for the 60th anniversary of Disneyland. And finally, from Disneyland, the Innoventions Dream Home has closed its doors for good over in Tomorrowland, and the fictitious Elias family appears to have mostly moved out. The entire lower level of the Innoventions building is currently closed, and the portions of the Dream Home visible from the upper level have been stripped of most of the furnishings as well. The visible remaining items are marked with a very large inventory tag, and some construction walls are also in place. That's some of your news from the Disneyland and Disney California Adventure Resort. One more thing. Well, we don't always do this, but we're going to take WDW After Dark out to sea and talk a little Disney Cruise Line as well, because that's exactly.
Oh, excuse me. This is Disney Cruise Line, so they do.
Exactly.
Not sounding like a flagellant, but yes, that is close to what it sounds like.
No. Yes, it does sound a lot less flatulent than the way I sound it. Yes.
You know, it doesn't sound like it comes from someone's ass and from an actual bullhorn. But hey, good job, Eric.
I don't have an actual bullhorn here, so I had to improvise, all right? Don't judge me.
And you did fine. So, check this out. In early 2016, Disney Cruise Line guests can celebrate the legendary adventures and iconic characters of the Star Wars saga during a brand new event of galactic proportions. Star Wars Day at Sea, marking the first official appearance of the heroes and villains of Star Wars aboard a Disney Cruise Line ship. Star Wars Day at Sea combines the power of the Force and the magic of Disney for a day of fun more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Star Wars Day at Sea will transport guests.
Sorry, just had to bring that up.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Star Wars Day at Sea will transport
guests. It does sound a lot less flatulent when he does it.
It does. They're going to transport guests to a galaxy far, far away in the Western Caribbean. The event features a full day of Star Wars celebrations, including the following. You're going to have a deck party celebration, meet and greet guests with favorite Star Wars characters, Star Wars-themed activities for younglings of all ages. Yes, it said younglings, out-of-this-world food and beverage offerings, exclusive merchandise, and a lot more. The only at-sea screening of Episode 7, and yes, they were calling it Episode 7 at this event, will thrill Padawans, Jedi in training, of course, if you don't know what those are, and Jedi Masters in the family as well. So you're going to get to see that. At-sea only screenings of Episode 7. That's just absolutely fantastic. I love it. Now,
you think they're going to have Admiral Akbar out there?
They could. It's a good possibility.
You got to figure.
I would think so. Yeah, you would. Here's when it's going to happen. Star Wars Day at Sea will be available only aboard the Disney Fantasy on select Western Caribbean sailings, January through April in 2016. Star Wars Day at Sea will take place during the cruise departing on the following dates. Might want to write this down. January 9th, January 23rd, February 6th, February 20th, March 5th, March 19th, April 2nd, April the 16th as well. Now, the Star Wars Day at Sea is a one-day extravaganza during your cruise. For the rest of your voyage, you'll enjoy the jam-packed itinerary and excitement and adventure you can only get from a Disney Cruise Line sailing, from Broadway-style shows and innovative dining. I love dialing. Innovative dialing always helps. Also, a fun-filled visit to the private island, of course, that we all know and love. Entertainment and events are subject to change without notice. Merchandise offerings available while supplies last. Now we've got Disney attractions that have Star Wars in them. We have Disney parades and weekends with Star Wars weekends. We have now Star Wars Day at Sea. Gentlemen, the only thing that I see missing right now is either a Star Wars land or, hold on, wait for it, a Star Wars-themed resort. And that's your news for WDW After Dark.
What would you theme a Star Wars resort to?
Infinite possibilities on that.
Mm-hmm.
Infinite. You could take scenes from the Death Star. You could do the Cantina from on Tatooine. Endor. You could do tree houses. I mean, golly gee whiz. Naboo.
I got two words for you. Two words for you.
I mean,
2 words for you. Cloud City.
Yes, Cloud City. Can you imagine the theme that they would have inside of these rooms if they were Star Wars themed resorts? The technology that you could put in these rooms, I would expect nothing but the best. I mean, this would be.
What do we have here?
You could, and I don't think you could make this a deluxe resort. It would have to be moderate at least, so everybody could enjoy it. But yeah, those are the only two things we're missing now. Is just a Star Wars themed land and a Star Wars themed resort hotel on Disney property. You know, that's
We're
all.
We're going
that's
to get
left.
one of those.
We have to get one of those. There has to be at least one.
I'm sure of it.
I would love to see a resort. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. You know, the other thing that I think that is, thank you. The other thing that from that whole situation is that they have the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. They have the Pirates, makeover. Might as well have a Jedi Padawan makeover kind of too, because might as well just start, printing money at that point. Build your own lightsaber, get yourself a Sith or a Jedi costume, and walk around the park and charge a bunch of money for it. And everybody gets their like little, graduation hall around and wander around with a Jedi. Fight bad guys. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of opportunity. The cruise line is great. What's interesting to me is the fact that we have Disney fans out there that are not very thrilled about Star Wars at all, and that think that the Star Wars Day at Sea is not a good thing, and that would ruin their cruise. I mean, that's bad.
The thing about that though, on a cruise ship like the Disney Fantasy,
mm-hmm.
if you don't like what's going on in one part of the ship, go to another part of the ship.
Go to another. Yep.
There's stuff going on in that other part of the ship. I guarantee you.
Yep. And they already have here.
I'm sorry?
Is actually part of a long cruise. You said it was like, what, 7 days? 7-day cruise?
Yeah, it's a 7-night cruise, yeah.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Well, I'm excited about it. The possibility of Star Wars and in the cruise lines, or the fact that it's coming. I think that's exciting news. So
yeah, definitely.
Well, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You, Jeff.
Yeah.
Before we get on, I'm sure Eric is going to talk about Disney gaming here. But on the heels of Star Wars, I do have some interesting news to talk about regarding Star Wars. So I'll just go ahead and transition straight into that. It was just announced today, which is Friday the 13th of February, J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy to kick off Star Wars Celebration.
I saw that, yeah.
So how cool is that? So you've got the head of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. You've got the director of Star Wars, the Force Awakens, kicking off the hugest celebration, pardon the pun, happening for Disney fans. And so that's exciting. Now, of course, the two of them also join Carrie Fisher, Anthony Daniels, and several other stars to come to Star Wars Celebration. And I would be able to call up all of this information on my phone, but I do not have it. So let me just briefly go on there and give you guys a 4-on-1 on the rest of the guests that are coming. I really wanted to try to take it easy on the internet connection because I know that it's weak here at my hotel. So suffice it to say that they've got a bunch of great stars coming to Star Wars Celebration. If you didn't already know, so let's see here. You see,
you know what's funny? You're in a hotel room. I'm in a hotel room. Jeff is the only one with his normal internet connection.
I know. For once.
And it's working just fine.
And his is better than both of ours.
Yeah,
it is.
It's very rare that this happens. Ever,
It is very rare. So,
yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll get over it. It's loading. So anyway, as I said, J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Star Wars Celebration opening the event. That's right. And once again, it's going to be kicked off, Star Wars Celebration, Thursday morning, April 16th at 10 a.m. And it will be a day long remembered. So that is really cool. And of course, I imagine that they are going to be talking about the release of Star Wars: The Force Awakens, scheduled for release December 18th, 2015. And by the way, notice the date has not changed. It's December 18th,
it's
2015.
still December 18th, yeah. They better not change that. They're like,
right. Yeah.
We need to push it back another week. Like, the hell you do.
Yeah, we're going to push it back all the way to. I mean, there have been rumors that the film is going to be pushed back to, or going to be pushed early in Gone in the summer, believe it or not. Wow. But that has yet to be explained. Also announced on Star Wars Celebration is the big famous art show. Friend of mine, personal friend Brian Rood, the artist who's known for his work from Downtown Disney. You'll see his artwork there, the Jango Fett, Boba Fett back-to-back, the watercolors of the different things, the artwork that's on all the action figures. Brian Rood does that. So he's going to be showing there. Also, other notable artists, Kat Staggs, Alex Ross will be there. A lot of them are Grant Gould, a lot of them illustrators from the different comics and fine art, Disney fine art. Joe Corney is going to be there. I'm just looking down. Matt Bush, Randy Martinez, all friends. So all of those folks going to be there as well.
Do you see Cam Kennedy's name on there by any chance?
I see Brandon Kenny on there, but not a Kennedy. Now, this is just a sampling of the artists, not all of them. I don't know if all of them have been announced or not, but you can find all that information there at StarWars.com, and that was literally just announced today. So, really good news there. Of course, also joining in the Star Wars Celebration news, if you're interested, Carrie Fisher, as I said, will be joining the star-studded attendees in there as well. We also have the droids that are going to be there. So you've got the reunion of Anthony Daniels, who plays C-3PO, Kenny Baker, who played R2-D2, and there was a little bit of beef between the two of them. I don't know if you knew that, guys, or not, but they haven't spoken in many, many, many years, and it seems to me like maybe they realized that life is too short, so they decided to,
especially
have an oil bath together. Exactly.
Wow.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay.
That was awesome.
I couldn't awesome. Disappoint you, man.
Oh, no. That was very good. I appreciate that. That was very good. So at any rate, so those are some of the folks that are going to be showing up there. Also, we've got the announcement of the podcast stage, which has been announced as well. And a lot of our friends from thank you, R2. Appreciate that. A lot of our friends are going to be podcasting there starting on Thursday. We've got Coffee with Kenobi podcast, Rebel Report. We'll be 113. A bunch of different podcasts that will be taking the stage, podcasting from the event. And believe it or not, guys, this news, new news, Ryan Hurley and myself got accepted as guests for Celebration next week. So I hope that I can save up enough money to go.
One more time without the de-resing.
Myself, Aljon, Ryan Hurley, who is a contributor to this program, have got accepted to do press for Star Wars Celebration. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping we can all cover it and be here as well. Times there.
Very nice. Very nice.
Last, on we Marvel news, and Marvel news is huge this week. And because my line is kind of fuzzy, I'm going to limit it to this. Spider-Man joins the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sony at homes of all Sony and Marvel struck up a deal, and for the longest time Sony has been at the helm of all the Spider-Man films. Sony way back was always inquiring Spider-Man and Peter Parker and all his friends into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it was inhabited by our Avengers, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk. And now Spider-Man will be Parker and all of his friends into the Marvel Cinematic Universe that, of course, is inhabited by our creators. It's for Captain America and Iron Man. Well, here's the thing. The official part of the Cinematic Universe. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me, can you?
Aljon, do you remember in The Empire Strikes Back when they pick up the probe droid's transmission? That's exactly how you sounded just now. I was tempted to come in here
yes,
doing my 3PO going, Sir, I am fluent in over 6 million forms of communication. This code is not used by the Alliance. It could be an Imperial code.
Well,
so now it's clear.
Well,
now it's clear.
Well, I'm hosting the show, so even if you can't hear me, there's a good chance that it actually might be okay. So we'll have to see when this is posted.
Sometimes that does happen on occasion. Is like even though we hear derezzed, the system picks it up completely and totally clear when it records. So they probably heard everything and we didn't hear crap. So
and I listen to every single podcast. So who knows what happens?
Yeah, that's weird.
I haven't really picked up on it. There are times. But needless to say, it is exciting that Sony and Marvel and Disney have worked it out so that Spider-Man can be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And my understanding is that he's going to be doing a standalone movie, which, by the way, Sony will be still at the helm of, but Marvel Studios will take part in the promotion of that film, as well as some of the other script writing and casting for it. So I know, like I said, my internet connection sucks, so I'll suffice it to do that. Okay. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the scheduled films later. Yeah.
This is not going to be a reboot again, correct?
From my understanding, according to Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, no.
Okay, good.
Yeah. People are already familiar with the characters, and it's going to be very similar to James Bond. Just because you have many James Bond movies out there doesn't mean that every few years you have to retell how James Bond becomes James Bond.
Right.
True. And that's good, because I think the public is getting kind of tired of Peter Parker origin stories.
Yeah.
So it's good to just say, yeah, y'all know who he is. Y'all know how he got. Y'all know about the spider bite, and you know how Uncle Ben took the big one. That sort of thing.
Right. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways they can go about it, and hell, Spider-Man could be one of those things that now that they have it, they can actually put on TV for an ongoing television series instead of doing simply a movie series where he can show up in the big movies, but then be a really integral part in a particular TV show. So it's possible. There's all kinds of possibilities, as I said.
How about this possibility? You see him on the Netflix series.
Absolutely.
Because in the comics, he teams up with Iron Fist and Luke Cage and Daredevil quite a bit.
Absolutely.
So,
he does that right now in the Disney XD TV show. So
we'll finally see the Daily Bugle somewhere in the New York City skyline. If the Avengers ever come across it, finally, be part of the universe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting because it makes sense. Now, if only Fox could come to their senses.
With the X-Men, yeah.
If only they could come to their senses, we'll see this Fantastic Four movie. I'm not too enthusiastic about it. So.
Oh Lord, Almighty Marvel geek, Mike and I refer to it as the Fantastic Flop.
Oh,
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. I wasn't too impressed with that at all. Not at all.
I was not too impressed. So, anyway. That was a little throwback for you. So anyway, we're going to talk more about this when my internet connection gets better, and speculation is running wild about who is going to be cast as Peter Parker in the new film, where he's going to show up. But all I know is that we've written it at JediMaster.com. Disney Marvel the Marvel-based movies, including the Black Panther, Marvel, the Humans, and Doctor Strange. So there's a lot of kind of things are shuffling around Doctor Strange, but Thor. So there's some things that could be moved around and shuffled around because now they have to make way for Spider-Man movies that make sense in the Marvel Universe. And my understanding is they're going to go for a younger Peter Parker, just like a high school kid, which makes total sense. Once again, that Peter Parker would be a high school kid with high school problems. It's going to be a young kid. And that... and that he might show up in a movie called Civil War, which
that's where our
comic books. And we've had a long time that probably even while we're making the announcement of the Marvel Cinematic movies moving forward, that Spider-Man is going to be an integral part of that. But they didn't say anything because they couldn't. It wasn't filed yet. So, anyway. That's all for the Marvel news that I can talk about right it in. So now I will turn over the Eric Allen. I'm sure he's going to talk about Disney video games.
Well, it's a great game. I just literally walked into my hotel room from being stuck in exhibition hall purgatory. I can tell you that right now they are in the process of rolling out villains from the Disney Infinity 2.0. You have the Green Goblin, you have Venom, you also have Yondu and Ronan the Accuser, I believe.
That's
and although I have yet to see these on the shelves, I have seen pictures where people are reporting that they are actually getting the toy box games as a separate set. And that, I think, is incredibly smart on Disney's part, because if you buy the Marvel set, you get the Avengers playset with it. You also get the two toy box games, the Guardians themed one and the Thor themed one. Now, you get the playset, the Avengers playset separate, and then if you get the toy box set, well, you get the figures. You also get the two toy box games over there, which I believe are Brave themed and Stitch themed.
Mm-hmm.
So, really, I got to commend Disney on this, because yes, it would be easy to just say, look, this is what you get when you purchase the starter set, and that's it. But if you're like me, you got the Marvel set first. You didn't want to wait around for it, and you don't want to buy another starter pack.
Sure.
With another game, with another base.
Yeah.
Just to get, those two toy box games.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, I think this is a good move on Disney's part. So that way, you're already having to buy a new base as it is.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It's the same base from 1.0. Trust me, I've done this.
right.
Eric, you even labeled yours. You labeled yours
Yes.
2.0, didn't you?
I labeled mine 2.0 so I could tell the two things apart, because other than that, they're identical.
Exactly. Yeah. And
So
other than just using a Sharpie to write 2.0 on the bottom of it or anything else, get one of those nice themed covers to go on top of one and separate the way the two look. If you don't want to mark it up or anything else like that, you spend $10 to $15 for those covers that you can put on top of your base.
Yeah.
To give it a little bit more flair, if you want it to look a certain way, but it's a good way to separate it.
Give it more bling.
I like that flair.
Yeah.
I like your flair.
Yeah.
I like the flair.
I'm sorry, you don't have enough flair.
Oh, cool.
Yes, you're so plain without your flair.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. I need more flair. I need Ric Flair. So
More cowbell.
Well, no, that's great. That's good time. That's good times. I know you don't have the other stuff in front of you, Eric, but I will mention this real quick. If you haven't picked up Jasmine and Aladdin, you can, because they are now available. I don't know if you mentioned that last week or not on the program, but I will also say this: I downloaded Marvel Infinity for my iPhone, and I really like it. You can play a bunch of different characters on the particular iPhone app, which is really nice. So
show us the screen.
Yeah, because us poor
I know
Android
you're
users don't get this.
Yeah. So
Yeah. You know how it looks like on my phone now, John? It looks like this, okay?
Yeah, that looks good.
That's what it looks like.
Mine looks like that. Yeah, you got the same graphics I do. That is fantastic.
Exactly.
I love that.
It's the same version.
Looks so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is right now. It's coming.
Wi-Fi is required. Oh crap! We'll be here for
Wi-Fi is
this.
required. Okay, yeah. Let's not do that. Let's not do that now.
Whoa,
You are
Okay.
so hosed.
back to the home
I don't-
screen.
yeah.
Back to the home screen. All right.
Yeah, I don't want to. But anyway, yeah, I forgot Wi-Fi's needed. Oh well.
Yeah.
So much for that. But anyway, it is pretty cool. Now the thing is, you can obviously, if you start importing your own characters using the digital codes, you'll be able to play those characters. Otherwise, you can just free for all it with characters they let you try out, like Tinkerbell, or you can also check out the exclusive characters they have on the app itself, which are Tron characters. So
nice.
That's not too shabby. If you like Tron, awesome. So, but you guys got me into Disney Infinity, and because you guys, under your recommendation, you can play as Flynn and Quora is in the game exclusively on the app. So
I feel like Emperor Palpatine now. Everything is proceeding according to my design.
Well, it's a really fun game, I have to admit, and I look forward to. I think I leveled up Iron Man and Thor pretty rapidly. So I'm hoping maybe this weekend I can finally catch up because I haven't played it since New Year's, and I'm really itching for my Disney Infinity fix. So
you get a hold of Rocket, you're gonna love him.
You know what? I actually tested out Rocket on the app, and he's great. I really like that character. Now Kristen wants to get Rocket, so I think I'm gonna have to save up money and get a Rocket to play. But I got her Phineas, or not Phineas. I'm sorry. I got her Agent P. So she's got. I got a little gift certificate from GameStop, so I decided to pick up Agent P for her. And by the way, Phineas and Ferb is coming to a close. You guys hear about that?
No.
Wow.
Phineas and Ferb is closing. Yeah. Yep. And not only that, but not only is Phineas and Ferb celebrating their last summer vacation in the coming weeks here on Disney Channel, but also coming to a close is one of Kristen and I's favorite shows on ABC Family, Melissa and Joey. After 100 episodes, they are calling it quits. So those are two shows getting canceled. Yeah.
But they've had Melissa and Joey's had a good run though, so that's.
They had a great run. It was the top-rated sitcom on ABC Family, and they lasted 4 years. So. You can't fault them on that.
You ought to see if you get Joey back on the show to talk about the run they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's very possible, or Melissa for that matter, because both of them have been on the show, and it's possible we may be able to grab them. But I understand that they have other shows with ABC in the works in the future, and I have one word for you: Sabrina. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
Sabrina has a little boy. All that's.
I have a feeling, I have a sneaking suspicion that they're gonna reboot Sabrina on ABC Family. So
if they're gonna reboot the whole Boy Meets World thing, I could see Sabrina coming back.
Totally.
For kids.
Oh yeah.
Well, I tell you what, Boy Meets World. Or Girl Meets World, that's a funny show.
It is. It's a good show.
I mean, it's really good. I mean, people want to bag on Disney Channel and ABC Family shows. Look, that's some of the best stuff on TV right now, to be honest. If you really want to laugh like you did back in the 80s with really good sitcoms, check out the sitcoms on ABC Family and Disney Channel. They're funny. And the Disney Channel shows remind me of like Saved by the Bell. It's kind of like that same kind of vibe. And it's actually really good programming, and it's great for the whole family. So I definitely endorse that. So
I will say this: I don't get enough Topanga in my episodes, but that's all right. That's okay. That's all right.
I tell you what, man,
and that fever is more Topanga.
Topanga. Always love me some Topanga.
Topanga me, baby.
Goodness.
Jeff, you don't often take lunch off to do interviews, but if I ever score a interview with Topanga, you want to interview her?
I want to do it. Yes. I will have to put something over my mic so I don't drool the entire time and short the damn thing out. But I would definitely do that interview in a heartbeat. Yeah, 100%.
I bet you would.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Oh yeah. Okay, all right.
Well, that's we're once again. And we're once again. No, I was just gonna say, they can't understand me right now, but that's so goes the biz. No, thank you for tuning in, everybody. I don't know what other kind of news you guys have. Any other news?
Well, on Mighty Marvel Geeks tomorrow night on Sorcerer Radio, srsounds.com at 8 p.m. Eastern, Mike and I will be discussing the Spider-Man coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe news, and we will also be sitting down and talking with inker extraordinaire Nelson DeCastro.
Very good. Once again, check that out on Mighty Marvel Geeks, part of the We Be Geeks podcast network. Thank you, Eric. And once again, next week is going to be the 14th anniversary of Sorcerer Radio. We've got big announcements planned for our sister station, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We want to make sure everybody spreads the word about that app at srsounds.com and stream Disney music all day, every day. And that should be a lot of fun. So
Mardi Gras, too.
Mardi
Gras starts Tuesday. Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah.
Fat Tuesday.
Absolutely.
I'll have a Mardi Gras themed show on Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern on srsounds.com.
Oh, there you go.
With the encore at 7 p.m. Eastern, just in case you don't get up in time to laisser le bon temps rouler.
All right. Well, letting the good times roll, Eric. We also have Jeff Davis. Is there anything else you want to plug there before we sign off for tonight?
Oh, just, I'm doing the whole Thursday morning thing, as I've done for the last 9 years. That's DW60 Thursday mornings, 8 a.m. Eastern time over at srsounds.com. So check it out for your latest news stories and some great Disney music as well.
Just think, Jeff, next year, Sorcerer Radio will be 15 and DW60 will be 10 years old.
Yeah, the 10th year starts in January. That's crazy. 10 years doing that show.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy,
it doesn't seem like 10 years to me. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, Jeff. I still can't believe that I'm actually on a mic with you because you were like, no, I'm serious. It's because when I started listening to Sorcerer Radio, I, of course, would listen to your show and also listen to Character Breakfast. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, it's like, the guys sound great. And, of course, you have the little, daydreaming in the back of your head. It's like, wouldn't it be cool if someday we could actually, to meet up with them and maybe be on a show with them or something. And boom, here we are.
Yeah.
Well,
I would like to.
I love you, man.
Next year, I really would like to do a little get-together at Walt Disney World for my 10th year on SR and just, meet with the other on-air personalities. Eric, have you show up, and Kristen and Al John, and hopefully some of the others, along with Sandy Alexander and stuff like that, and everybody else, and just have a day at the parks with everybody and enjoy each other's time. I know it's tough for DJ Scorsese to get out there. I've only gotten to see him one time in 10 years almost. But it would be nice to see him again as well. So
yeah,
it's something that it's just, in the back of my mind right now that start thinking about probably, I guess, in the middle of the year or something, maybe throwing some plans together and talking to you guys. I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. Lucky for me, I've been able to meet just about everybody. So hopefully one of these days we'll be able to all meet up. That's definitely a goal that we should have, especially as SR moves into the 15th year. Yeah. But we do have this big milestone of number 14. We're going to be celebrating next week on our sister station in Sorcerer Radio. And once again, thank you to everybody out there for downloading this show, hitting play, writing those reviews, giving us those 5-star reviews. Every little bit helps the algorithm and helps promote this show and keep it moving forward. And once again, thanks to our partners there, our host.
Okay.
Back. I don't know. Yeah,
we're back just in time to sign off.
Just in time to say goodbye.
That's all right. Internet sucks tonight.
Yeah.
So having said that, once again, for Eric, Kristen, who couldn't be here with us tonight, and Jeff, we wish you all have a great night, have a great week, And we will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Rock on.
See you later.
Have a great Friday the 13th. And have a great Valentine's Day tomorrow. See ya.
Take care.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
The new sound of Sorcerer Radio. Version 3.0.
Sorcerer Radio presents the Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0. We have the technology. Check out our brand new Sorcerer Radio app for all iDevices as well as Android devices. Better, stronger, faster. Streaming Disney music 24/7. App highlights include a new broadcast window that shows you what you're listening to and what's coming up next.
Hot dog!
Multitasking so you can listen to SR as well as perform other tasks on your iPhone. Gorge! Listener access to all of our daily shows. The new interface, a new buffered stream, auto reconnect when signal is lost, visual EQ, pause, rewind, and scrub features.
My goodness!
And the new SR info area. Get your virtual Disney World fix today with the new Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0 from Sorcerer Radio.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
SRSounds.com.